Hi, Assalamualaikum, Sawadika. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are back for our second day. Okay, for today, we will start with our keynote speech by Yang Bahagia Professor Kia Chun Tan, Professor of Operation Management, University of Nevada, Las Vegas. He will be highlighting some insights on the new era for business education. Next, we will have Yang Berusaha, Dr. Syamsul Hadi from the Universitas Sarjana Wiyata, Yogyakarta. Dr. Syamsul will be focusing his speech on SME strategies to enter market post-COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so do enjoy our sessions. Thank you.
Salam sejahtera, salam bahagia, dan salam satu Malaysia. Apa khabar Malaysia? Dear ladies and gentlemen, before I take the pleasure of sharing my thoughts about embracing the new normal, I would like to express my gratitude to the Rector of UiTM Kedah Branch, Professor Dr. Muhammad Abdullah bin Hamdi, the esteemed Faculty of Business and Management at the UiTM Kedah Branch, especially Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Saharuddin and the organizing committees of BizFAME 2021 for their dedication and hard work in putting this virtual conference together. Last but not least, I want to thank all the participants for taking time out of your busy schedule to attend and contribute to this important conference. The last couple of years have been some of the most challenging years in recent history. Who could imagine that a tiny virus could hold the world hostage and change how we teach, how we conduct businesses, how we interact, and even how we live our life? There are many conspiracy theories by the non-believer, but I think we all agree that it is time for change. It is time for us to embrace the new normal. The question is, are we ready? Are we ready to embrace the new normal? We are here today at this BizFAME 2021 to share our knowledge and ideas on how we get ready for university teaching, research, and service in the new normal. If we plan and execute our strategies proactively, we will thrive in the new normal. We will not be left behind. The importance of education in shaping the futures of nations has been said in many languages and forms. Let me start by sharing a common belief of many academics regarding the importance of education. There is no wiser decision than to invest in educating the next generation. They are the most valuable resource and future of a nation. We are here today because we care about educating our next generation. We understand that they are the future of our nation. The future of our nation depends on us. In the last 60 years or so, businesses have gone through many phases that have changed the direction and focus of corporate strategies, competitive priorities, and core competency. To better understand the challenge and opportunities of the new normal, let us briefly revisit the history and revolutions of these various business teams. During the 1960s and part of 1970s, the global economy was mostly influenced by advanced manufacturing technology that focus on mass production of a small variety of products at the expense of quality. The competitive priorities primarily focus on production cost and efficiency to improve profit. During this period, demand generally exceeded supply. Therefore, quality, product differentiation, and other competitive priorities were not major concerns. Manufacturers generally sold what they could produce. Therefore, business education during this period mostly focused on manufacturing technologies and techniques to lower production costs while simultaneously increase production efficiency. From the mid-1970s to the late 1980s, a period commonly referred to as the Quality Revolutions, when Japanese manufacturers surprised the world with high-quality products that were more reliable and have far fewer defects than products manufactured by some of the most advanced countries in the Western Hemisphere. This shifted the competitive priorities of the global economy to high-quality production. Naturally, the focus of business education during this period shifted to quality philosophies, techniques, and statistical tools to understand and improve quality level. Many businesses and engineering curriculum continue to teach quality philosophies and technique in the 21st century. These are no doubt important topics in our global economy. Next comes the period of customization, design, time, service, and values from the 1980s to the early 2010s. Business education during this period focused on the role of customization to enhance product quality, products variety, design flexibility, time-based competition, such as product innovation and bringing new products to the marketplace ahead of competitor. Naturally, business education during this period shifted to focus on these new key areas. Not surprisingly, many business schools continue to emphasize this important topic in their business curriculum even until today. Then, from the late 2000s to early 2020s, two notable and familiar developments were sustainability and data analytics. The sustainability focus in the 2010s have caused many service organizations and manufacturing firms to focus on environmental, social, and economics outcome. Academics and industry practitioners commonly refer this to as the triple bottom line performance. Solely focusing on economic outcome to make as much money as possible can no longer be the only purpose of any organization. Sustainability remains a popular teaching and research topic among many academics today. On the business side, many business executives and managers have expanded their organizational outcomes to achieve triple bottom line performance. Then in December 2019, a tiny virus emerged. Very quickly, this tiny COVID virus began to disrupt the global economy and our daily life routine. Our academics career is no longer the same. A question that I can't help but keep asking myself is, will we return to the old normal or should I just face the reality and get ready for the new normal? The new normal is filled with risks and uncertainty. But my guts tell me that I should embrace the new normal because the only constant in life is change. Despite the global interruptions and increased uncertainties, the responsibility of an academic didn't change. We are still expected to research, teach, and perform services. Our performance in these three areas might have been made more difficult because of social distancing needs and movement control. Some academics have decided that it is the right time to take the early retirement route and hand over the reins to the younger generations, whereas most of us have decided to stay on despite the new normal. Since you are here today attending this BizFAME 2021 virtual conference, then you are likely to have chosen to face the new normals heads on. Now, the next question is how to get ready for the new normal. Let us continue our hard work, stay motivated and determined, and keep marching toward the new normal. Perseverance always prevails. Now, let us look at the three major responsibilities of an academic. I used to ask the questions that why many academics do not put 100% of their time on teaching. Why it is necessary for academics to research. The answer is very simple. Academics must explore new knowledge to become expert on their subject area and then share the new knowledge and insight with students. Our students are the future of our country. Good academics teach not only from the textbook that they have adopted, but more importantly, new knowledge that they gain from research. A major role of academics is to continuously expand knowledge and insight in their field to become subject experts. More knowledgeable academics produce better prepared and more competent students to build a nation. The fact that many of us are here today support that research is a major role of academics. Many of us are here today at this BizFAME 2021 to exchange ideas, knowledge, and research, and to learn from each other. The relationship between research activities and teaching performance of academics has long been explored. The million-dollar question is, what is the relationship between research activities and teaching performance? To what extent are these two constructs related? I'm sure we can find literature or research study that support the hypothesis that there's no relationship, or worse still, a negative relationship between research activities and teaching performance. However, common wisdom would tell us that the best and knowledgeable researcher should also excel in teaching because meaningful research expands the frontier of knowledge in their disciplines that are later taught in the classroom. That is, students benefit directly from their professors' research activities. Also, successful researchers imply several important personal characteristics, including a keen interest in learning new knowledge, motivation, determination, and perseverance that are crucial to be an effective teacher. Moreover, successful research requires an individual to be very organized and able to plan as well as execute complex research projects. All these are characteristics that are required of an effective teacher. Of course, there are research studies that show research activities and teaching qualities are positively associated, or research activities improve teaching quality and effectiveness. This is a key reason why higher education generally encourage or require the faculty members to engage in research. Again, research activities improve teaching quality and effectiveness to better educate our next generation. The next generation is the future of our country. For much of the 2020, especially the first half of the year, many academics scrambled to catch up with online teaching technology to move their courses online. The pandemic induced high stress level and movement control also didn't help with research productivity. As a result, there was a visible slowdown in research activities amongst academics. Fortunately, most of the online teaching technologies are also applicable to our research activities. As we prepare for the new normal, we realize that face-to-face collaboration can be conducted more effectively and efficiently via online, technology-driven collaborations. The fact that everyone is attending this conference online, we can say that we have mastered the technology requirements for online collaboration and are ready for the new normal in terms of research collaboration. The only missing link is that we must stay motivated and be determined to be successful. Despite the meticulous drive of research to expand knowledge in academia, it didn't change the central role of higher education. Teaching remained the most important and visible role of higher education. Rightfully, teaching is the academic core of higher education. Despite the need to support research to push the frontiers of knowledge, teaching remains the major contribution of higher education to our society. Colleges and universities need to teach old and new knowledge. Old knowledge are written in books, but new knowledge must be unearthed by faculty members through meaningful research. Teaching solely old knowledge is not an option because our society cannot stand still. Progress requires new and old knowledge. A society that relies on old knowledge exclusively will be left behind. A country that doesn't emphasize new knowledge cannot progress. Again, educating the next generation with old and new knowledge is the key responsibility of academics. Without a well-educated next generation, a nation cannot progress. The pandemic no doubt has wrecked higher education that are likely to have long-term social and economic consequences. Let us look at some useful lessons of the pandemic. The first lesson is that in addition to teaching the traditional in-person or face-to-face courses, academics should learn to teach online courses effectively. Similarly, students should learn the technology and skill and adjust study habits to take online courses successfully. Students must stay current with course material. The lack of motivation and procrastination are among the two worst enemies of online courses. Teaching in the new normal dictates that academics would teach both in-person and online courses. Online courses are not new discovery. Many universities have already been offering remote courses for their online graduate or certification programs. The pandemic simply accelerated the growth of online courses. For years, many universities tried unsuccessfully to convince their faculty members to offer online courses. There were strong supporters and critics on both sides of the aisles. The pandemic accelerated the acceptance of online teaching format. In a matter of months, many universities began to offer courses remotely, primarily through the internet and teaching management system. Regardless of the outcome, remote learning became the de facto method of education. Online courses can be asynchronous video or synchronous lecture. Asynchronous online courses can be delivered via pre-recorded video through the university learning management system, such as Canvas or Blackboard or even YouTube. Lectures can be recorded by using software such as Panopto or PowerPoint. The major advantage of asynchronous online courses is that students can progress at their own pace. Asynchronous online courses are particularly useful for students who work full-time because they can view the pre-recorded video when they are free and at their own pace. Unfortunately, sometimes students procrastinate due to the lack of fixed time in-person lecture in the classroom. Many students perform poorly because of this. On the other hand, synchronous online courses can be delivered just like in-person courses on a set time via Webex, Zoom, or other software system. Instead of lecturing in a physical classroom, instructors deliver synchronous lectures and communicate with students remotely. The second lesson that is useful for the new normal is that we must use online technology effectively. There is no doubt that the new normal will be far more technology-driven than what we experience today. Online teaching technologies such as Webex, Zoom, discussion board, term project grading system, plagiarism monitoring system like Turnitin, announcement features, online assignment and tests, team collaboration features, group chat attendance tracking, online test monitoring systems like Lockdown Browser are very useful for delivering online courses. Interactive discussion board is another useful online technology. While some professors had prior online teaching experience before the pandemic, most had never logged into an online learning management system. This forced many professors into juggling their own stress alongside their students. Fortunately, some professors found using interactive discussion boards to keep students engaged on course concept worked very well. Also, online meeting via Webex, Zoom, email, other chat methods, or even simple phone calls are very useful skills and tools that are useful for the new normal. The third lesson is that a key determinant for student success in online courses is to set and communicate specific expectations clearly. Course content and course expectation must be consistent. Online learning would present challenges, but well-designed online courses can be more effective than in-person courses. Remember that every course is different, so it is important to clearly set and communicate expectations. To assist students to better understand quantitative problem-solving concepts, don't hesitate to provide ample examples. Students are easily discouraged if they cannot solve problems in online or even in-person courses. Be proactive rather than reactive to students' challenge. The fourth lesson is that preparing online courses are very time-consuming. To reduce repetition, professors should create reusable teaching materials. For example, record lecture, create online tests, as well as term projects that can be used in future semester or courses. Online teaching in the new normal is not a temporary measure, but likely to be the new trend. This is a wonderful opportunity for academics to transition some of their courses online. To take it a step further, reusable tests and projects that can be graded automatically can be created in your university learning management system. Just sit back and think about the future and opportunity if we can assign tests and term project in our university teaching management system. The bottom line is to embrace technology. The fifth lesson is that we should take this as an opportunity to redesign and enhance curriculum for the new normal. The onset of the pandemic caused a rapid transition of courses to an emergency online format, mostly without much planning and proper technological support. The rapid transition of courses to remote system caused serious confusion for faculty members and students alike. To prepare for a better future, we might as well take this opportunity to explore strategies and incorporate lessons learned from the pandemic into our curriculum. Take this opportunity to redesign our curriculum to incorporate more relevant and contemporary learning objective and outcome. A new educational process known as the backward design is an excellent tool to help redesign the curriculum. Backward design helps academics create relevant courses that are focused on the learning objective rather than the learning process. Once the learning objective has been determined, appropriate assessment tools such as tests and term projects are used to assess whether students have learned what they were expected to learn. The new curriculum could emphasize contemporary skills such as critical thinking, curiosity, creativity, leadership, teamwork, entrepreneurship, collaboration, communication, and the value of perseverance. For students to thrive in the new normal, it is essential that they learn this necessary skill and engage in lifelong learning to be successful. The third responsibility of an academic is service. Service can be performed at various levels, such as services in professional organization, university, department, and community level. Junior faculty members usually are not expected to perform a lot of services. Junior faculty members are usually given more time to conduct research and focus on teaching. However, service responsibility can be expected to increase as faculty members gain seniority. It is generally true that service load is directly associated with seniority. As faculty members progress along their academic career, they may take up more administrative service, such as dean, department chair, or center director. Active involvement in professional organization can enhance both the faculty and university visibility. I will conclude by saying this. Lately, times have been tough. Our character and perseverance were tested, but we will continue with our research, teaching, and service in the new normal because there is no wiser decision than to invest in educating the next generation. They are the most valuable resource and future of a nation. It has been a pleasure being with all of you today. Thank you. Please enjoy the rest of the conference. Kita jaga kita. Sentiasa amalkan penjarakan sosial.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. thank you very much to Faculty of Business and Management, University Teknologi Mara Kedah Branch, has become host the International Virtual Conference on Business, Finance, Management, and Economic 2021. The Honorable Datuk Haji Nur Azman bin Haji Mufti, Dr. Keh John Tan, Prof. Dr. Haji Muhammad Abdullah bin Haji Hamdi. In this great moment, we wish all of the audience are healthy, happy, and prosperity. Amin. Embracing the new normal, are we ready? I will discuss about SME strategy to enter market post-COVID-19 pandemic. Honorable audience, for future economic development, we must adopt the SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 goals which are reduced to 5 pillars that talk about people, planet, prosperity, peace, and partnership. People are determined to end poverty and hunger in all the form and dimension, and to ensure that all human beings can fulfill their potential in dignity and equality, and in a healthy environment. And planet determined to protect the planet from degradation, including through sustainable consumption and production, sustainable managing in natural resource, and taking urgent action on climate change, so that it can support the need of the present and future generation. And prosperity determine the ensure that all human beings can enjoy prosperous and fulfilling life, and the economic, social, and technological progress occur in harmony with nature. And then peace determine the foster peaceful, just in inclusive society which are free from fear and violence. There can be no sustainable development without peace, and no peace without sustainable development. And the last, partnership determined to mobilize the means required to implement this agenda through a revitalized global partnership for sustainable development based on spirit and strength global solidarity. Why do we want to change? If we want to change our future prediction, we must have a creative spirit. The perspective must change to a comprehensive perspective by creating value, development in the product sector, marketing sector, human resource sector, networking sector, and other sector. And most importantly, the economic perspective should not be viewed from an extractive economic, but democratic economy. Next, there is interesting aphorism from President John F. Kennedy. He said, "A rising tide lifts all boats," is associated with the idea that improvement economic will benefit all participants, and that economic policy, particularly government economic policy, should therefore focus on broad economic effort. When the economic is down, we will definitely having a reborn cycle or rising tide. Of course, we together want all sectors to be lifted. Nearly 60% of SME in Indonesia from various sectors and are currently able to rebound, so that the right paradigm is needed. Why should the setting things? Because we agree that the economy is disrupted in terms of limited mobility of goods, limited transportation, limited accessibility and connectivity. So the supply and demand sets are disrupted. As a result, everything is disrupted and heavy national contraction due to pandemic issue. How to control the speed? Everything is breaking there. All of those creating high uncertainty. So SME will affected because of a destructive or economic contraction. We can see the China, America, Singapore, and the others. All of them have been reborn. Some are positive reborn, some are on the way, and also some have not been reborn at all. I just said, if we do not develop SME properly, we will having the most severe wave, namely the climate change wave. Therefore, SME development must be in line, have cascading derivative from the Sustainable Development Goals Agreement. We agree in 2045 how we will not having a climate change crisis or recession. So we have to see that the issue of SME is not only talking about the number, not only talking about the growth, not just talking about the value added, but sustainable or not. But sustainable or not. Or the economic built by SME is built on democratic or extractive principle. This is the very essential. This picture is how we see the government in controlling the economy, including the SME. We can see that the convex curve belong to COVID, while the more concave curve belong to economic growth. And everything follow the pattern. If R, you see R, if R COVID reproduction number, it is smaller than 1, it means we can control. We have together, we agree that the target for June is improving condition, but in the fact of it cannot be controlled properly. We have more and more reproduction number in various places in Indonesia, like Sumatra, Central Java, and so on. On this basis, that the economy having uncertainty. How do we see SME? Do we stay in linear way? Traditional way? Of course, no. We agree to make change. Next, economic that I over here, that we have to shift the paradigm. Kooperasi, BUMDes, KUD, or all of them have to talk about the economic that is shifting from extractive to more democratic. The democratic economy provides opportunity for more people, not just a few people. SME must agree to build the pillar that exists in the democratic economy. Like labor is more important than capital. SME actually answered that question. Second, SME must prioritize local wealth, local resource, how SME are involved in the supply chains, synergy, and not spirit. Third is more concerned with society or local community, so that SME become the part of supply chain manufacturing industry and are not extractive. This can provide more opportunity for participation. 4. Sustainable development must involve as a representative of the manufacturing industry involved in the respective area, not exclude but include. Fifth, the management of the distribution of authority. The manufacturing industry in investing must cooperate with the supply of SME so that they can manage joint asset. I emphasize this paradigm so that sustainable management is created and there are no continuous mistakes. We can see on the picture the role and impact that occurs on SME. Only about 13% of Indonesian SME have just digitalization, and about 12.29% UKM have export potential. So how SME can answer global problem? A smart way is how we attract investment or invest, provide future capital. There are many examples of young people who can export oriented but do not export goods, but knowledge. Now it's work from home, work from everywhere. How the pattern have changed. The paradigm setting have also changed. And that's what we have to continue. For example, with digital marketing concept such as SEM, apps development, web design, SEO, video production, email marketing, content marketing, social media, branding, and everything contains information speed. And then we can develop the pattern on the screen. How digitalization flow from the market aspect. But I'm sure during a pandemic, the interesting product are a product related to manufacturing health, food retail, and also fashion. We'll see what the subsector of the product looks like. Then what kinds of commodity is revealed. And then we facilitate it with digital solution. One of which is by creating a marketplace. Because interestingly, there are many SMA in Yogyakarta that did not having a decline during the pandemic when they focus on the marketplace. Very interesting. Now, how the strategy? This is strategy for how to sell product. We must understand global information, understand a buyer of SMA product from within or outside the country to conduct demand profiling. To find demand information globally, we can use web application or marketplace or other global media. So we need agent who focus on this area. Resources or student output is also important as a mediation to bring together global demand profiling and supply with digital technique and formulate on what knowledge must be mastered. What kinds of payment method, what kind of good delivery system, and so on. Or at least we can cooperate with various marketplaces that already have a global system, like Shopee, Lazada, Tokopedia, Bukalapak, Amazon, Alibaba, and the others. The last, there is interesting aphorism from Ki Hajar Dewantara. Ing ngarsa sung tulodo, ing madya mangun karso tutpuri handayani. The meaning is in the front of giving an example, in the middle of building a will, and the behind giving encourage and influence. Okay, thank you very much for the time that has given. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this would be the end of our keynote and plenary speech sessions. We thank you for your participation. With parallel sessions still ongoing, we would like to thank you in advance. We hope you will be able to gain valuable insights, gain knowledge which you will be able to adopt for further improvement in your field. And for sure, there will be more coming interesting and useful presentations, both plenary and interactive sessions. We believe many good experiences will be shared and good lessons will be learned. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, before we go for our break and later join our parallel sessions, on behalf of the BizFAME 2021 committee, I would like to express my appreciation, our appreciation for your participation and for your support for this conference. We hope to see you again, inshallah. Thank you again. Take care and stay safe wherever you are. Assalamualaikum. Sawadee ka. Bye-bye.